Great morning, my social media superstars. How is everyone out there this morning? This is your host, Taria Hodge of Social Media Saturdays. If you guys are out there, you could see me and you could hear me. Just go ahead and drop me a line and let me know, Taria, I can see you. Taria, I can hear you this morning. And we are about to get started. Woo, Lord, why it feels like I haven't done this in a minute, right? Is one of those things where you tell yourself, it's just like riding a bike, right? So I'm going to remember how to do this. So I miss my superstars. So I see that we have Colette out there. Colette is watching this morning. Great morning, Colette. Thank you so much for jumping on and joining us on Social Media Saturdays. And I see that we have Trinette is watching with us, and we also have Audrey watching with us this morning. Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. I'm super excited to be back on here with you guys again for another fantastic episode of Social Media Saturdays. And I think we are good to go. So if you guys can see me, you can hear me, just go ahead and type yes, Taria, we can see you and hear you into the comment section below the video, and then we are going to rock and roll today. Okay, so let me just make sure, because I don't think anyone says that they cannot see or hear me. So we are actually going to talk today a little bit. Actually, I think I'm going to do it in two sessions. As I was preparing the content for our live, I started to think about maybe I need to break this topic down into two sessions. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So we're actually going to start talking about the power of your social media data. So how many of you are actually tracking your data on social media and knowing where you stand with your data and how to use your data? So as I was prepping for today's session, I said, you know what? It might be a great idea, instead of getting right into the analytics, it might be a great idea to start off talking about goals, because I was just reminded that we are in the second half of the year. So July is actually the beginning, the kickoff of halftime. And I did a session, I think it was a couple weeks ago, in our Social Media Saturdays group for the superstars. I didn't do it on the page, but it was just kind of like a check-in. I think I did the check-in mid-June, asking everyone where they were as far as their goals in their business. Okay, so I think I want to continue that conversation a little bit more today, and just kind of do a check-in with you guys and ask you guys, where are you as far as your goals? So just go ahead in the comment section below as you are watching. Just let me know, if you are on track to hit your 2019 goals. Okay, so I want to know. And then you might ask yourself, well, Taria, we're talking about social media. What does social media have to do with my business goals? Well, I'm going to share with you a little bit more about that today on the broadcast. So before I get too far into our topic today, I just want to take a minute to introduce myself. So if this is the first time that you are watching Social Media Saturdays and you just happen to scroll through your Facebook timeline and you see the video on your timeline and you want to know what's going on, let me just take a minute to introduce myself. I'm Taria Hodge, and I'm known as the Startup Accelerator, and I'm also a social media strategist. And what I do is help entrepreneurs, specifically coaches and consultants. I free you up to do what you really love in your business and what you're really passionate about in your business. So people come to me all the time because they say, well, I know I'm supposed to be on social media. I know that, there are things I'm supposed to do on here, but, social media, oh my gosh, it takes so much of my time. I really don't know what to do when I'm on here. And I just need someone to just like, oh my gosh, just do it for me, right? So what I do is help you make your brand shine online. And so I see that Stacy is out there watching this morning. Stacy Moore, good morning, Stacy. Thank you so much for jumping on and joining us this morning. And then she said, social media goddess. Thank Thank you so much for that, Stacy. And I see that Yvette Duncanson Temple, all the way from Florida, is watching. And Yvette, oh my gosh, I had such a wonderful time at the Teacherpreneur Summit. So I know you guys probably, kind of wondered, you haven't seen a live social media Saturdays in a couple of weeks. I ran a couple of replays. And the reason why is one of the places I've been, it was hanging out down in West Palm Beach, Florida, with Yvette Duncanson Temple with her Teacherpreneur Summit. And we had an absolutely amazing time. So thank you so much, Yvette, for jumping on and joining us this morning. So in true social media Saturdays fashion, what I always want to make sure to do is know who is joining us this morning. So if you are out there and you are watching, please do me a favor. In the comment section below the video, go ahead and let me know where you are watching from, okay? So I know that Yvette is watching from West Palm Beach, Florida. I know Stacy, I believe Stacy, you are out there in Chicago, if I am not mistaken, okay? So I hope that I got it right, Stacy, but let me know where you are watching from. And then also what I would like for you to do in the comment section is just drop a note and let us know how you serve in your business. So who do you serve? So it's three things: where you're from, where you're watching from. I want to know who you serve in your business. So if you have a business and you're watching, this is for entrepreneurs, right? And business leaders, business professionals. So if you're watching, who do you serve in your business? And then also tell us a little bit about how you serve in your business, okay? So Stacy said Chicago, so I got it right, Stacy, I remembered. And Tamika Adams is joining us all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome, Tamika. Thank you so much for jumping on and joining us on Social Media Saturdays. And Yvette said, yes, we did. I'm so glad that you were part of the Ultimate Teacherpreneur Summit. Yes, Yvette, I had such a wonderful, wonderful time at the summit. And it was also an opportunity for me to kind of meet some people that, I communicate with or connect with on social media, on Facebook, but have not had the opportunity to meet them in person. So one of the people I had the opportunity to meet was Roz Jones. Okay, so I was very excited, to meet Roz. Roz is one of our superstars in our group as well. So that's one of the amazing things. It never gets old. I'm never tired of it, to be able to meet people that you in person, that you connect so well with, on social media, and then you meet them in person. So I see some wow faces. And I think I saw a teardrop. I hope nobody's crying out there. Okay, so yeah, so don't forget, make sure you let us know where you're watching from, who you serve in your business, how you serve in your business. And last, definitely, but not least, make sure you put the link to your Facebook business page in the comment section. And the reason why I ask people to do this is one of the things, especially if you are new to our community, one of the things that I absolutely love to do is go back and check out, okay, our superstars. I love to check out the people who are joining on the broadcast. And I see Roz. Roz is giving me hearts. I just mentioned your name, Roz. So thank you so much for jumping on and joining. I was letting everyone know that I had the opportunity to finally meet you in person for the first time. Roz has been a part of our Social Media Saturdays community for probably about 2-3 years now, okay? And I finally had the opportunity to meet her in person, and she is just so amazing. She came right up. She saw me before I saw her, came right up and hugged my neck. And it's just been so awesome. That never gets old for me. Okay, so make sure, Roz, you as well, that you put who you serve in your business, how you serve in your business, and also add the link to either your Facebook business page, or you want to add the link to your website. Okay, because one of the things I do go back and I do check out our superstars. Okay, and then also what I love about it is that there's a lot of virtual networking that happens. So a lot of times people, connect with each other. So one of the things that I pride myself in saying is that I'm smart enough to know that I don't do everything in business, right? So whenever I have the opportunity to bring other people together so they could serve and so they could help each other grow in business, it's always a pleasure for me. Okay. And so speaking about that, just let me know, I've had the opportunity, some announcements before we get into today's topic. I had the opportunity this week, I believe, to speak with Adeline Francois Dryden from We Rock Nation, okay, so which is Women Entrepreneurs Rock, right? We Rock Nation, Women Entrepreneurs Rock. And one of the things that Adeline is doing, she has set up an experts corner in her group. And so she has asked me, along with several other people, to be featured industry experts in her We Rock Nation, which is Women Entrepreneurs Rock, okay? And so one of the things that I'm doing today, hi Adeline, oh my gosh, I'm just talking everybody up. I just called your name and I'm talking about you and there you are, you popped up. So one of the things that I'm doing this morning is that I'm streaming our videos in several different places. So if you are in We Rock Nation and you are out there and you are watching Social Media Saturdays for the very first time, thank you and welcome for joining. And I'd just like to say publicly, thank you so much, Adeline, for the opportunity to be able to serve. Okay. Also, the video is also going out in the Fit, Fab, and Fulfill community with Susan Hart. So if you're out there and you are watching from the Fit, Fab, and Fulfill community, thank you once again for joining Social Media Saturdays. Okay. So, and I want to just take a minute and just kind of pause here, because what we're talking about today, and I think I'm going to cover it in the next 2 Social Media Saturdays session, we're going to talk a little bit about the power of your social media data, okay? And specifically, we're going to start off today by talking about your goals. And then next week, we're going to follow up the conversation by looking at how you can analyze the data that you're receiving from your social media, and how you could use that data to help you ramp up or help you level up in your marketing. So a lot of times, we're having all of these activities on social media. We're doing these great things, right? But how are we tracking? What are we doing? Okay, is it in alignment? The things that we're doing on social media, is it in alignment with our overarching business goals, and are we tracking? Okay, so yes, and Stacy said she also shared to her group as well. So thank you so much, Stacy, for sharing. Okay, and yes, once again, if you guys are watching and this is something that you feel might bless your community, I know many of you have online communities that you serve as well. So if you feel that this is something, the topic today is going to bless the members of your community, feel free to go ahead and share the video out, because I say it all the time. If you have a question about something, I guarantee you that 5 other people that's asking the same question, or 5 other people that can benefit from the answer to that question. So just take a minute, look below the video, you're going to see the button. Just go ahead and bless another entrepreneur, okay, this morning. So I started off to say the reason why making it a point to let you guys know where the video is streaming. One of the things, or one of the goals that I have in place, for my business, is to expand my brand awareness, right? And so one of the ways that, I'm conscious of expanding the brand awareness is to use social media to do so. Okay. And so for a lot of you, you might have that same goal in your business as well, right? How do you get more exposure on your business? How do you build more brand awareness? Okay. How do you get in front of more of your ideal clients? So social media is definitely a way for you to do so. And the question becomes, are you thinking about it? Are you strategically putting yourself in a position to do so? And then what does it look like? Okay, so one of the ways that that looks like for me, and I don't mind sharing, is to, collaborate with people like Edeline, okay? Collaborate with people like Susan Hart, collaborate with Audacious Faith, collaborate with Black CEO, okay? So Black Woman Startup. These are all the places or all the conversations and the ways that, that I look for to help bring more brand awareness to what I do and bring more brand awareness to social media. So once again, thank you so much, Edeline. You're on here this morning. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share with your We Rock Nation. And then I don't know if Susan is going to jump on and join us this morning. But once again, if you are out there and you're watching from Fit, Fab, and Fulfill, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're watching from Black CEO, welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. All right. If you're watching from Audacious Faith, welcome, welcome, welcome. And I see that Charette has joined us this morning. Great morning, Charette. Thank you so much for jumping on and joining us this morning. Do me a favor, Charette. Make sure that in the comment section that you add where you're watching from. So let us know where you're watching from. Tell us a little bit about who you serve in your business, how you serve in your business, and how we can connect with you. Okay. So, all right. So let's just go ahead and jump right into today's topic. And like I mentioned, what we're going to talk a little bit about today is the power of social media data, right? And I'm actually going to back it up. And I'm going to talk a little bit about your goals. Okay. So before I actually get into the analytics part, we're going to cover that in our next session next week. I want to just ask, where is everyone as far as their goals? We are halftime. We have just like split the year right down the middle. So how many of you out there that are watching this morning are on track to hit your 2019 goals? Okay. So if you're out there and you are on track to hit your 2019 goals, I want you to put in the comment section, Taria, I'm on track. Okay, so let me know, Taria, I'm on track. I'm on a great pace, and by the end of 2019, my goals that I've set for myself will be realized. So if that's you out there and you're on track to hit your goals, just go ahead and just let me know. Okay. Now, if you are out there and you are saying, well, okay, I set some goals, but I still have a little bit more work to do. Okay. And you need to make some adjustments. Okay. And that's what it's all about, guys. It's all about making the adjustments, is taking a look at where you are and just knowing exactly what it is you need to adjust, in your business that would allow you to hit your goals. So if you are out there and you took a look and you did that analysis and you're like, oh, wow, I'm a little bit off for my goals, I need to make some adjustments, go ahead and just put it in the comment section. I need to make some adjustments. And that's me too. I need to make some adjustments, right? So, I'm just letting you guys know, if you need to make some adjustments, you are not alone. Okay. I'm making adjustments as well. All right. So just go ahead. Let me know. I'll be curious to know who's on track and who needs to make adjustments for their goals. Okay. Hi, Akina. Thank you so much for jumping on. Akina Finch has jumped on and joining us this morning. Thank you so much for jumping on and joining us. Okay. So here is the, so Stacy says, yes, some tweaks are needed. Okay, Stacy, great. Like I said, I have some adjustments to make as well. Okay. Adeline says, I need to make some adjustments. Yvette says, I help overwork underpaid teachers build and launch their own brands to generate the income they need, destined to shine. Thank you so much, Yvette, for putting that in the comment section. Thank you for putting yours as well, Charette. I see. And I also see Yvette says that she needs to make some adjustments. Okay, great. So now let me ask you guys, what are some of the goals, okay, that you have set for yourself in 2019? Okay. And then I want us to start to talk a little bit about what it means to attach your social media, goals to some of those goals as well. Okay. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So good morning, Peg. How are you? Peg says, good morning. Great morning. She is making adjustments as well. Okay. So there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with taking a look at where you are and then making some adjustments. Okay. So what are some of the things that you still have on your plate that you want to accomplish for 2019? So I know one of the big things that people do, like every year, right? They set what we call a revenue goal, right? So everyone starts off with the revenue goal. I want to make X amount of money in my company for the year. Okay. And so the question becomes, what is your strategy or what is your plan that will allow you to hit those goals? Okay. So if you are out there, like I said, mostly I work with coaches and consultants. And so part of what coaches and consultants offer, some of them, do have products, they have programs that they offer in their business. I've just spent in June, I've been able to attend 2 events in June. I've been to the Audacious Faith Retreat and I've also been to the Teacherpreneur Summit. So I also know that events are also a huge part of it. And when we talk about events, do you have a conference that's planned, on your calendar? Cynthia Green, one of our superstars, she launched her Couples Fest. She does Couples Fest every year. I think Couples Fest was this year was her fourth Couples Fest. Okay. And so many of you have events as part of your strategy to hit your revenue goals. So you might be doing a conference, you might be doing workshops, or you might have programs. All of those things I do consider events inside of your business. Okay. So good morning, Deronda. Thank you so much for jumping on and joining. Thank you, Reginald, for jumping on and joining us this morning. Deronda and Reginald, do me a favor. Make sure that you put where you are watching from, who you serve, how you serve, okay, and how we could connect with you in the comment section as well. Okay. All right. So how does this all play out on social media? So if you are out there, like I said, maybe you have programs that you're offering. It might be a 6-week programs. I know a 6-week program, a 12-week program, a 4-week program. We talked a little bit about that for the members who are in our mastermind this week. There is still time for you to make adjustments before the end of the year to hit your revenue goals. You still have time to plan and launch that idea, that program, that course, that workshop that you've been thinking about. Maybe you spend the first half of your 2019 just getting things ready, planning out your course, planning out your program. Maybe it's a workshop that you're doing. Maybe you're planning on doing a conference at the end of the year, or it might even be something virtual. So we do a lot of virtual summits, in our companies for our clients as well, right? So maybe it's a virtual event that you are planning. So when we take a look at social media, how are you overlaying your social media, or how is your social media helping you support your goals? So one of the things that I talk about all the time, and I see it, right, that people are out there on social media, the question that we have now, or the question that we should be asking ourselves now, is not if we should be on social media. I think we are already past that point, right? We all know by now that if you are a business owner, you're an entrepreneur, that definitely you need to have a presence on social media. So the question becomes, now that I'm on social media, what do I do while I'm on social media? Okay, what do I do? And I had this talk the other day, and I said, things, when we take a look at the online space and how everything is changing in our online world, right? It's no longer the ability for us to put up, just, stuff online and play the numbers game. So I remember when I first started looking at social media and getting into online marketing back in 2011, back in 2012, right? Social media just on the scene, people using social media as part of or ways to generate revenue in their business. Things were kind of fairly easy, and it was, fairly simple, because what you did, you just played the numbers game, right? You look at a platform like Facebook and you said, wow, Facebook has over, 2 billion users on it. Definitely, I could go ahead and I could put my information out there, and I could get some people out of 2 billion people to go ahead and purchase and buy my products, right? So you played the numbers game. Now, fast forward all the way up to 2019, what are we seeing now? Right? We're seeing more and more businesses, more and more coaches, consultants, right? The competition is so heavy now on social media. And one of the things that I like to always talk about is when we really take a look at our business, the things that we do in our business, aren't unique. Okay. I'm not the only social media, manager or social media strategist out there, right? I went to Yvette, I was talking about this. I went to the Teacherpreneur Summit, and just in the room of the Teacherpreneur Summit, there were 3 other businesses that did social media as part of their component. So let me just say that again. Here I am, a speaker, at an event, and there were 3 other, businesses, 3 other entrepreneurs out there that as part of their presentation, they are offering social media services. Now, I'm just going to say, did that make me feel, small or shrink or anything like that? Of course not, because this is what I know. It's not also about what you do, is about how you do what you do and knowing who you are called to serve. So let me say that again, right? It's about knowing who you are called to serve. So how do you set yourself apart in the marketplace? Okay. And I see that Lamont. Hi, Monty. Good morning. Thank you so much, Monty, for jumping on and joining. And Don Arlene, thank you so much for jumping on and joining. Okay. And so that's the whole thing about social media. So many times, I see people having the conversation that they are about to launch something or they're about to put something out on social media, and then they see a post, right? Or they see something else that another entrepreneur is doing, and they go, oh my gosh, I can't do that again, right? Because I just saw that this person is doing it. Right. So I'm just going to say, we have to get over that, get past that, because very rarely the things that we're going to do in our business, is unique. Okay. What makes it unique and what makes people attracted to us, okay, is how we serve in our business, how we show up and how we serve in our business. Okay. So I hope that you guys, first of all, you guys are getting that. Okay. So if you're really understanding what it is I'm talking about, like there's a shift that's happening in the marketplace right now. Okay. So we're moving, away from the information age. Okay, because like practically we could go on Google and YouTube and we could find as much information as we want to find, right? Marketing now has, taken on a different, a different face. okay, is all about the experience that people are, having when they connect with you and your company. So start to think about it. What type of experience are you willing to provide? What is it like, when people interact with your brand and interacting your brand with your brand on all levels? Let me just say that too. So sometimes, we're thinking that we have to wait until somebody becomes a client, right? And when I say become a client, they become a paid client. They actually exchange money for us to provide this outstanding experience for them. Okay. And I want you guys to just kind of, back it up a little bit and think about it. From the minute that somebody touches your brand, what is the experience that they're going to have with your brand? Okay. And so if you're out there and you're using social media and you're putting out your content on social media and you're making your post, okay, even something as simple as a post that you make, how are you, touching that person? How are they getting the opportunity to experience your brand, through that post? Are you guys like really thinking about this when you are putting together your content on social media? If you're out there and you are doing videos, right? That's another way that people are touching or experiencing your brand before they engage with you. Some of you out there, are running communities. I love, like I said, I started off talking about Edeline and what she's doing with We Rock. Okay, so Edeline has decided that one of the ways that she's going to serve, her community and to bring that experience to her community is to get together a team of industry experts. And I'm in the group. And I'm just looking at the caliber of people that she has inside the group. She has Justin Burns, who is awesome when it comes to doing wonderful things with membership programs. Okay. So she's saying that, hey, this is the way for me when people connect with me and they connect with my brand, this is the experience that they'll have, with me, even before they decide to engage with me on the next level. Okay, so I see that Yvonne Southall. Hi, Yvonne. Good morning. Thank you so much for jumping on and joining. Okay, so some of the things that I want you to consider as you start to take a look at your social media goals, because that's what we're talking about today. So we're talking about your business goals, right? And are you overlaying your social media goals, or are your social media goals in alignment with your business goals? Okay. And so one of the biggest things that I hear people talk about is that they want to generate more revenue in their business. Everybody wants to hit, the 6, 7, 8 figures in their business. Okay. And of course, definitely you should have a plan, because if you don't have a plan, then those things aren't going to happen. Right? But how do they play on to social media? So one of the things that, if you guys have not done it already, one of the things, or one of the goals that I'm going to encourage you to set for yourself as far as social media is to have a goal to increase your brand awareness. Okay? Increase your brand awareness. So Taria, what do you mean that increasing brand awareness, should be a goal? Like, really, are you guys thinking about it? Okay, so are you really taking a look at your social media and you're saying to yourself, this is the opportunity for me to get my business in front of X amount of people? Okay, and are you putting the plans in place that will allow you to do so? Okay. And so one of the things that you should be tracking, I should say, as you set your goal to increase your brand awareness, you should be tracking, how your social media platforms are growing. Okay, so are you gaining more fans and followers on Facebook? Are you gaining more followers on Instagram? Okay, more followers on Twitter. On Twitter. Are you building up your connections on LinkedIn? Okay, so guys, have you really sat down and said to yourself, by 2019, the end of 2019, I have a goal to grow my follower base to X amount. Okay. All right. And I see networking happening already. Okay. So start to think about that. And yes, Reginald, I see your comment, and yes, I will reach out to you after the show. Thank you so much, Reginald, for that. Okay, so once again, increase your brand awareness. Are we really thinking about it? Okay, and so gone are the days now where people were talking about, oh my gosh, I don't need to really increase my followers. Yes, you do need to increase your followers, right? And when I say increase your followers, I don't mean going out there and going to services like a Fiverr and just paying to have like random people, on your pages just so your numbers look good. I hope you guys are getting that, okay? But if one of the strategies, that couple strategies that you could do to increase your followers, number one, is every time you do something, every time you connect, whether you're speaking, whether you're doing stuff online, you're hosting a conference, you're speaking at somebody's conference, are you actively driving people back to your social media sites? Okay, so are you actually doing that? Okay, and so these are the things sometimes in our business that we can't forget, or we can't be passive about. Okay, because one of the things that I found, and I share my story all the time, the reason why I fell in love with social media is because it just gave me an easy way for me to connect, with like-minded individuals. It gave me the opportunity to find more of my ideal clients. Okay, so are we thinking about stuff like that? Even if you're getting into using paid ads to grow your fans and your followers, you can do that. Okay, so that's a strategy as well. Are you using paid advertising, to find more of your ideal clients and grow your followings? Okay, whether, like I said, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Okay, and this is why it's so important. So as we are doing these things out there and we're putting out, information on our programs, we're putting out information on the conferences that we're doing, all of these wonderful things, are you giving people the opportunity to join in the conversation and experience you before they take the next step with you? Okay. All right, so that's the first thing that you should be thinking about. So if you have not set a goal to increase your brand awareness, it's not too late, okay? I recommend that you do that as well. Okay, the second goal that I'm going to talk a little bit more about today that you should be looking at is, how are you using social media to drive traffic back to your website? Okay, so how many of you actually sat down? Will you talk how to close a deal after the connection? Okay, so Reginald, that's a very good question. Okay, the connection on social media you're talking about, yeah, I could address that for you, Reginald. Just give me a second. We'll come back. We'll come back to that conversation. Okay, so make sure that you are driving traffic to your website. Okay, so once again, I see all of these wonderful things, and even for me, guys, I'm here saying to myself, sometimes I have to nudge, myself on the shoulder as well, okay, and remind myself to do these things, right? So if you're out there and you have a website, how are you leveraging the power of social media to drive traffic back to your website? And why do you want to drive traffic back to your website, right? Hopefully on your website, you have information where people could connect with you deeper. They could schedule discovery calls with you. If you're writing blogs, they could get more information from you. Are you really tracking? Are you using like your Google Analytics and everything and seeing how much of the traffic from social media is actually going back to your website? Okay, and it's cross promotion as well. So are you promoting your website on social media? And then when you're doing things, perhaps like a live video, like I'm doing now, are you driving traffic back to your social media sites? Okay. Also, the third goal, do you have a lead generation goal? And this is a huge one. So as we are using social media in our business, right? Are we sitting down and thinking, how about growing our email list? Am I consciously growing my email list? Am I giving people the opportunity to move off of social media into another place where I could have a deeper conversation and then lead them to where I want them to go, where you want them to go? Now, this is huge because, guys, I know you noticed this week, I think I've counted twice that Facebook was down. Did you guys realize that Facebook was down? I think it was Wednesday and Thursday that, I actually tried to post on Facebook and they had server issues. Okay, so that's what they termed it, right? Server issues where things weren't loading as well as they should on Facebook. So one of the things that it just reminded me, to go back, and I just wanted to bring this up, make sure that in your strategy for your social media, you have a way to get people off of your social media platform and into your email list. Okay? Because once again, we don't control platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, okay? Those aren't our platforms, but what we control is things like our email list. We control our website, okay? Those are our own properties. And so I talk about it all the time. Be careful on how you build your business on borrowed land, on rented land, okay? So you don't want, your lease to be up and then you're stuck, okay? All right, so make sure that you are setting a goal in place, okay, on how you are generating leads, and you're tracking how you're generating leads off of social media. And I'm talking about goals, right? Because the reason why I have to use these things as goals, because if we don't focus on it, then we don't put the necessary things in place to make sure that it happens. And so I hear the conversations all the time. I'm on social media, I'm doing all of this stuff, and it's not working for me. People tell me that like all the time, it's not working for me. How can I do this? How can I do that? I feel like I'm just doing all of these things and then it's just wasted activity. Right? And one of the things that I have to always go back to, are you being intentional with your social media? So are you sitting down and actually saying, well, let's take a look at it. I have a program that I'm getting ready to launch. Okay, so maybe you're launching maybe 1 or 2 programs. You still have time, to do 2 before the end of the year. We have 6 months left. Right? So you have time for 2 launches. Let me say that again. You have time for 2 launches. Okay. All right. You have time for so much things to happen in your business to make a huge difference before 2019 is up. Okay, so how does that look like? So are you out there and only when it's time, you're getting around the corner, for that program, that event, whatever, then you're hitting social media, hard, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm doing all of this stuff and I'm posting 3 times a day, but nobody is, buying tickets or nobody's registering, right? Well, did you actually, said to yourself, well, hey, these are the things that I'm launching in 2019. And so you know what? I do have this perfect lead magnet to go along with these things. Okay. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my blog post out there. I'm giving you guys some good stuff. So I hope you guys are writing this down. Okay. I'm sharing great content, in my blog posts. I'm writing the blogs. I'm putting the blogs on social media. Inside my blogs, I do have the link to my lead magnet that gets people onto my email list so I can communicate with them on my email. Okay. I have communities that I belong to. Maybe I run a community. Maybe I'm a part, of a community, and this is great information that members of the community can get. So let me just go ahead and share that information and get people onto my list. Okay. Are you guys doing that? Okay. Plan to do it and then set a goal like each quarter. How many leads do you want to generate, from social media? By how many people do you want to build your list coming from social media? Okay. And this is a great place for me to pause and interject my lead magnet. Okay. So if you guys are out here and you are watching and you have not gotten the ultimate lead generation blueprint as yet, okay, go ahead and type leads into the comment section. Once again, that's leads, LEADS. And that would allow you to get the ultimate lead generation blueprint. And so in the ultimate lead generation blueprint, I'm walking you through the steps, okay, on how you could create lead magnets for your business. If you don't know how, this is a great way for you to, learn how to do it and then do it on a regular business. So I see that Yvette has typed the word leads. Okay. Adeline has typed the word leads. Dawn has typed the word leads. Yes. Okay. And this Stacy has typed the word leads. Thank you so much, ladies. Okay. Because this, once again, is part of, saying to yourself that these are the things that I'm going to strategically do when I'm on social media. I see it all the time. People are out there, they're putting out great information. They're doing awesome things, but how is it tying in to your business goals? Okay, so gone are the days that we're going to just have random activity. We're not doing any more random stuff. I call it inspirational social media. People tell me, oh, I only get on social media and I do things when I'm inspired. And my question always is, what happens when the inspiration does not hit you? So when the inspiration does not hit you, then you don't do anything, or you kind of miss the mark, okay, on getting towards your goals. Okay, so Adeline say, this is awesome. Thanks for sharing. Stacy says bots, baby. Stacy, you love the bots, no? I love the bots too, Stacy. Oh my gosh, right? Okay, so hi, Daryl. Good morning, Daryl Mohammed. Thank you so much for jumping on a journey this morning. I haven't spoken to you in a while. So I want to back up and I want to talk or speak to a little bit about Reginald Evans' question. So Reginald, I'm hoping that you're still watching, right? So Reginald says, will you talk how to close a deal after the connection? Okay, so I'm assuming, Reginald, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, you're talking about if someone connects with you, on social media, how to close the deal. That's your question, right? So one of the things, Reginald, and I don't mind sharing, right? So one of the things that I absolutely love to do, and you guys know I do it for Social Media Saturdays, after the show, I always give people the opportunity to schedule a discovery call. Okay. So do you have a discovery call process in your business, Mr. Evans, Reginald Evans? Okay. So just let me know. And so what do I mean? By having a discovery call process, okay? Do you have a process in place that would allow people to set appointments with you? Okay, so Reginald says yes, okay? He has a process in place where people can set appointments, and that's great. So one of the things that you should be doing, right, is when you have as much opportunity as you can, invite people to come through your discovery call process. Oh, okay. So that was yes, you're with me, and no, you don't have a discovery call process. Let me know. Okay, because I saw the yes and I thought it meant that you have a discovery call process. So if you don't have a discovery call process, then you need to have a discovery call process. Okay. Oh, look at that. Rhonda says, you are awesome. I'd love to have you on my podcast. Oh, thank you so much, Rhonda. And I'm saying yes, 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 yes. So we could talk after the show as well. But yes, have a discovery call process, guys. Okay. So it's so funny, Reginald, that you asked ask this question today because I do have a mastermind that I do. And one of the questions that I got just this Tuesday on the mastermind, people were asking me, like, how do you get your calendar filled? So that's part of the strategy in my business, right? Like every week I have a goal of how many conversations I want to have in my business, right? Like how many people am I going to share what I do in my business? How many people am I going to share that with? Okay. And so my goal every week, guys, is like 25. Okay. So now do I hit, and that's only 5 calls a day, right? So do I hit 25 like every week? No. Okay. But think about it. Even if you just speak to 10 new people every week and tell them about what it is you do in your business. Okay. And then if you look at it, even if you speak to 10 people, and I don't want to mess up my math, so don't judge me on my math, right? And you have a what? 10%, 20% closing ratio. Let's go with 20%, right? So you have a 20% closing ratio. So that's 2 people that you close in your business like every week. Okay. Then if you multiply that by how many weeks in a month, that's 8 to 10. Okay. 8 to 10 clients. Now, I don't know how you guys' business is structured, right? But in my world, 8 to 10 new clients a month, that's a lot. Okay, so that's part of the process. So Reginald says he does not have a process. So that's one of the things, Reginald, right, that I'm going to share with you. Have that as part of your process. Always give yourself the opportunity to get in front of people. And you guys know my business is virtual, right? So I have a home office. People tell me to say that, don't say that all the time. Let people know I have a home office, but I'm a virtual business, right? And so my virtual business allows me to work from anywhere. Okay. So most of you know I do the half and half. I'm half of the time in the US, half of the time in the Virgin Islands, right? So having, that process, in my business kind of allows me, to still meet people, still use social media as my main way of connecting, okay, and then onboarding new clients in my business. The second part to that, Reginald, you're talking about how do you close the deal. Okay, so let me go a little bit further and share with you the impact, why social media is so impactful and why I started off talking about the experience. Okay, so I just gave you an example where you might have a goal to talk with 25 people each week in your business, right? So you don't hit your goal of 25, you speak to 10, and out of that 10, 2 go on, 20% go on to becoming clients, right? So you have, a working relationship, with, those 2 people. So the question becomes, what happens to the other 8? Okay, so I want to change the conversation up a little bit and talk about the follow-up, right? Because this is where a lot of people drop the ball in their business, is that follow-up process. You mean all the things that we have to do when people break our little hearts, and sometimes we do get in our feelings. We're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I did the bomb presentation and didn't close the deal. And then you internalize it, right? I'm not talking about me, guys. I'm definitely not talking about me, right? And then you internalize it, right? So, and then what happens? You have good intentions to follow up, and then, things happen, other things get in the way, and then you drop the ball on the follow-up. This is why it's so important to once again leverage the power of social media, right? So how many of you guys have communities that you could still serve people, okay, even if they don't engage you, on in a paid way? Okay, so I say that all the time about Social Media Saturdays. I meet so many wonderful entrepreneurs that are just not ready for my services as yet. It's okay. It's okay, because I know I could still deliver value, and I have a place that I could deliver that value. And that value is in my social media Saturdays community. Okay. Are you guys getting that? Like, are you creating places or spaces, okay, where people could still connect with you and they could have that experience with you? And then you don't have to feel bad, okay, and say, oh my gosh, I'm spending so much time doing this, and I know this person, they're not ready, to be on that level as yet. Right? So this is what my community is about. I have dedicated Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, to come in and serve in my community. And I'm going to share with you the most beautiful thing ever. It's been 4 years, guys. It's been 4 years since I've been doing social media Saturdays. I won't get into the story about how social media Saturdays came about today, but it's been 4 years since I've been doing social media Saturdays, okay? And the most beautiful thing that I see is people who have connected with me from 4 years ago. Maybe they weren't ready 4 years ago, okay, but they are ready now, okay? People who have connected with me a year ago, they weren't ready then, but they're ready now. But guess what? We wouldn't know that, right, if we don't leverage the power of social media, if we don't have a plan in place that allows us to serve, okay? So all of that is, putting your plan, aligning it with your goals, generating your leads. Are you guys seeing how everything is just kind of like tying in together? So just let me know if this is making sense, for you. So Reginald says, okay, so any other questions? I'm hoping that this is making sense. Okay, so to have that process to answer your question, Reginald, it's all about delivering the value. Okay, so even if you do engage like on a discovery call level and people aren't ready as yet, they're just checking you out because, like, let's just be honest, how we interact as consumers in the marketplace. Okay, so do you guys, when you meet someone on social media, even though they might give like engaging information, you might say, oh my gosh, I need this, right? Then you get in a conversation or they offer their program. Are you ready, like at that moment, to go? Usually I find people who are ready to go like that, they've been in whatever pain they've been in for so long. The minute anybody puts that solution in front of them, they're going to go ahead and they're going to take it. But the reality is that's not the majority of people. That's only like your 3% of people. Okay, and that's whether you're doing it online or whether you're meeting people in person. Okay, so there's a whole other 97% of people that needs to be nurtured. And so the question becomes, what's your plan to nurture them? Okay, and so I specifically like to talk about how the nurture happens on social media. So these are the things that we are supposed to be looking at social media to do. How do we tweak our social media plan, to allow us to do these things? Okay. I do you manage my sites? I have 7. Is that too many? Thanks for a great answer. So Reginald, you're saying that you have 7 social media sites? Okay, so clarification on the question. Do you mean that you are on 7 social media platforms? Okay, so let me know. Okay, and so if that is your question, here's the thing, and I thank you so much, Reginald, for that question, because here's another thing that I found, guys, that social media is so wonderful, right? And there's so many different places that we could be on social media. Okay, so yes, right? There's so many different places that we could be on social media. Now, I'm gonna say this. If you are out there and you are managing right now your social media on your own, Okay. Can you, number one, handle, managing 7 sites? Okay. Number two, do you have a strategic plan in place for each social media platform that you are on? Because here's the thing, not all social media platforms operate the same way. So like I mentioned, gone are the days of us just taking and putting information on social media and playing the numbers game and hoping that the huge number of people see what we have to do and then we get some. Right? No, it's about intentionally knowing who you want to connect with on social media and creating your content in such a way that your content will attract the people that you want to work with. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to encourage you to do, Reginald, and this is for everyone else out there, is to pick 1 or 2 platforms and get really great, okay, on those 1 or 2 platforms. Let me say that again. Pick 1 or 2, develop your strategy, and get really great at your strategy, okay, on those 1 or 2 platforms before you add more. And then when you add another one, get great at the other one, and don't add another one until you get great. So people ask me all the time, how do I know which platform I need to be on, right? And this goes back to you taking a look and knowing who your ideal client is, doing that client avatar. So when you look at your ideal client, where is your ideal client spending the most of their time? Okay, so are they spending the most of their time on Facebook? Are they spending most of their time on Instagram? Or is it LinkedIn? Okay, or is it YouTube? Okay, for each of us, it might be different. Okay, the thing here is you have to know. Okay, and then once it's decided where your ideal client is, then you take a look at developing the content for that platform. And I'm just going to share this. By now, we all know that what? LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube all take video content. Twitter too, all take video content, right? But did you guys ever stop to think that the type of videos that's needed for each of those platforms is different? Okay, so when you post your videos or you do videos on Facebook, is your videos the best type of videos to go across, on Facebook? When people use YouTube videos, right? They want to know how to do things. So are you showcasing on YouTube how people, can learn how to do something? That's the most searched thing on YouTube, how to. So are you teaching people how to um, on YouTube? Okay, Facebook, a little bit more social, just like what we're doing here now. I love Facebook Lives. The reason why I love Facebook Lives is because I have the opportunity to sit and have a conversation and look at the comments inside of the feed and interact and engage. Okay, people really don't use YouTube, that way. So that's my answer to your question. Okay, so Reginald, take a look at where your ideal clients are. Okay, and then position yourself there. Start with your 1 or 2. Okay, Facebook is my go-to, right? But start with the 1 or 2 platforms where your ideal clients are, develop your strategy, and then get really good. And until you get that strategy laid out, then I would suggest that you not add on another, platform. Okay, so good morning, Trinette. Trinette has jumped on and joined me this morning. Thank you so much, Trinette, for jumping on and joining. And Tanika says, notes, please. I'm joining late. We'll have to catch the replay. Yes, Tanika, I'm so glad that you mentioned it because I'm getting ready to wrap up so you guys can enjoy your beautiful Saturday. So guys, if you are out here and you are watching for the very first time and you are not a part of our social media Saturdays community, okay, I'm going to encourage you to join our Facebook group, Social Media Saturdays. Okay, so after the video, not during the video, but after the video, just go ahead and just head on over to Facebook, type in Social Media Saturdays inside of the search box, and then you will will see the option to like the page, and then you'll have the option to join the community, okay? So you wanna make sure that you're joining the community, because I also put wonderful tips, strategies, worksheets, resources, everything for my superstars. I just love them. So that information, additional information will be inside of the community. Okay, for those of you, once again, who is joining for the first time, we do social media Saturdays every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you would like to get notifications at the end of the video, you're going to see a button that pops up that says get a notification when social media Saturdays go live. Okay, so make sure, if you don't want to miss any social media Saturdays episode, you could just click on get notifications. I think I'm doing a great job, because I also send out reminders. So some of you are on my email list and you would have gotten the email notification this morning. Others are on my messenger bot list and would have gotten the messenger bot notification. And then we also have people who are on our text messaging list, okay? And they get notifications as well. Okay, and so if you are, once again, you're watching and you would like to receive the ultimate lead generation blueprint, in the comment section, go ahead and type the word leads into the comment section. I see Mr. Dallas has joined. Good morning, Mr. Dallas. Type the word leads in the comment section, and then you'll be able to access the ultimate lead generation blueprint. And the blueprint will be delivered to you via messenger bot. Okay, so once you type the word leads, you're going to get a message from Messenger, and then it's going to have a second step. And that second step is going to ask you a question which you have to reply to. And then once you reply to that, that message, it will kick off the next message where you could get the download. Okay, so I just want to make sure that I'm letting you guys know to do that. I see people coming in, but they don't follow through the steps all the way, and they're just kind of like stuck in limbo. Okay, so make sure that you follow the prompts all the way through so you can get the lead generation blueprint. And I think I'm going to go back to doing, Tanika, what I used to do, right, is actually print up the notes from each episodes. Okay, so since you, Tanika, has requested the notes, right, make sure you type leads into the comment section so you could be on the messenger bot list, and then by Monday, okay, no later than Tuesday, you will have written notes of today's episodes. Okay, and then that way, what I usually share with my superstars is just go ahead, get a binder, a social media Saturdays binder, print the notes, and then you could just keep the notes all in one place. And that's, once again, that's my value, you know, to you guys. Okay. All right, so before we wrap up, I can't believe it, the time has flown by so fast. It's after 11 already. So if you guys have any question, Mr. Dallas, do me a favor. William Dallas, oh my gosh, William Dallas, Kendra Dallas from Power Couple Support Network, the Art to Connecting, amazing, amazing. Mr. Dallas, please put in the comment section where you are watching from. Please let us know who you serve in your business and how you serve in your business, okay? Him and his wife, Kendra, are doing some amazing things. So if you are a couple in business, okay, they have the Power Couples Getaway event, which I'm going to be speaking on or speaking at in August. So I'm super excited about that. So Mr. Dallas, make sure that you put your information in the comment section below. Like I said, him and his wife, Kendra, they're doing some awesome and amazing things for, you know, couples who are in business, right? So we need all the help and the support that we can get, okay? All right, so make sure, Mr. Dallas, you put that. And so Reginald says, great show and information. Looking forward to talking with you about your company today. So thank you, Reginald. What I'm going to do, okay, I'm going to reach out to you via direct message on Messenger, and I'll send you, I'll send you some information where we could talk briefly, but I would love to do a full discovery call with you and assess your needs. Okay. So as soon as we're finished with the show, you'll hear from me, Mr. Evans. Okay. So thank you, Peg, once again for jumping on and joining. Trinette for jumping on. Yvonne says, how do you establish a client avatar? So Yvonne, that's a very great question. I do have an ideal client worksheet. So I'm going to send my ideal client worksheet over to you as soon as we finish. Okay, so look out for it in your inbox, and you should have that shortly. I think I gave that away on the broadcast probably 2 or 3 broadcasts ago. So I'm gonna make sure that you get it, Yvonne. Okay, so it's one of those things like, guys, if you have not done your avatar sheet, you have not identified who your ideal client is, it just makes everything that you do in your business a whole lot harder to do, because then you don't know who you're talking to. You don't know who you're going after. You don't know what their pain points are, and you don't know what conversations to have in the marketplace. Okay. So Yvonne, darling, I'm going to make sure that you get that. Okay. All right. And once again, thank you so much, Adeline, for the great opportunity. I'm looking forward to rocking out more with your women in the We Rock Nation. So thank you guys so much for your time today. It's been a pleasure. And then we are going to continue our conversation next Saturday. So I'm not done. I think we might probably take a whole month, right, to talk about goals and then talk about the analytics. Okay. So we're going to finish up with the goals next week, and then we're going to move right into analyzing your data. So hopefully, guys, I will see you guys back with me next Saturday. All right. Take care and have a great day. And yes, Peg, I see you. So I'm going to get that out to you as well. Hi, Audrey. Thank you so much for jumping on and joining, Audrey. Make sure you catch the replay, love. Okay. All right, guys. Take care.